Good morning. So it is not quite 7:30 on Tuesday the 2nd, and I'm already tired of this diet. Tell you what, this 30-day transformation, this eating the same thing every day, my cravings just get worse every day. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So what we're going to be doing today is a full day of eating on this diet. And then we'll also be talking about nutrition facts, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and what your macros should actually look like, what they should be made up of percentage-wise for each. So stick around in the video and we'll get to it. I need some coffee first though.
All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it.
Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, so for breakfast, I'm going to start with a shake, because I don't like making breakfast and it's easy. Start with a scoop of Huel. Get a little more, make sure we got a full scoop there. Then we got our Synth 6. And then creatine. Now you'll get told how many grams to use for the rest of your lifting career. Average is 5 once you've dosed it. But I don't know, I use a couple spoons of teaspoons. Then my milk, it's supposed to be 1 cup. I just kind of eyeball it. I know that it's somewhere around there. Just kind of figure it out by using 1 cup for a while and then seeing how high it rises. And that's breakfast.
Let's talk about our macros for breakfast. We've got 510 calories, 19 grams of fat, 39 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of protein. Pretty decent start to the day. Let's talk about daily recommended macro intakes. We have 10 to 35% protein, 45 to 65% carbs, and 20 to 35% fats. Now, when I started this, I did not think that we were going to be anywhere near that. I figured our protein would be much higher, like pushing 50. But just wait to see what the results are. If you watched my previous video, then you know that this is all part of a 30-day transformation challenge I'm doing. And part of that is 10,000 steps a day. I hate walking on this walking pad and trying to work. I really don't understand how people do it. Unless I am only reading or watching a training video or something, this makes my life so much more difficult and it takes me so much longer to do anything.
Now we got lunch. So give me 2 of these, some chicken patties, and that's it. That's lunch. So let's get these cooking. I put them in the air fryer for 11 minutes to make sure that they get nice and crispy at 390. That's it.
Macros on lunch. We are at 410 calories, 16 grams of fat, 28 grams of carbs, and 44 grams of protein.
this is lunch. So, a lot of fun. So like I said, I work from home in the cybersecurity industry. So normally what I do is during lunch, I watch something that has to do with my career. Lately I've been watching a lot of Summit 7, been dealing with CMMC or Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. If you know what that is, I'm sorry, and if you don't, consider yourself lucky. But today we're gonna watch some Summit 7, see what's going on with this DFARS CFR 48. Yeah.
I wonder if this is what beard meets food feels like all the time. Not a huge fan. Wait, I meant not a huge fan of the feeling. I love beard meets food.
Today we got back day, and we are going to start off with deadlifts. However, I'm going to be doing things a little bit different. So there's another channel called Calgary Barbell. Guy's name is Bryce. I'm not even going to try and say his last name because I will butcher it. But he does some really, really good videos on any level of powerlifting. He is very scientific and very methodical about how he trains and how he trains his athletes as well. Well, I was watching one of his videos last night on deadlifts because deadlift is by far my worst lift. And he talks about going through different phases of advanced, intermediate, and beginner. So said that backwards, but you get the point. He talks about as a beginner doing deadlifts, you're kind of just ripping the weight off the ground. You're not really thinking about it, and you can just keep stacking weight on. Well, as you become an intermediate, that weight gets heavier. Start moving into the 400 pounds category, maybe the 500, depending on what your level of beginner and intermediate is. Everyone's going to be a little different. So for me, advanced is pushing up there into that 500 range just because I'm not good with deadlifts and I've got some things to work on with them. But going back to my point of a beginner just kind of rips it off the ground. Intermediate thinks a lot about what exactly they're doing, how they're positioning their body, and every mechanic that goes into the lift itself. Well, as you go back to being advanced, you kind of got to get rid of that. You got to stop thinking about it and just do it and kind of move back to just ripping it off the floor. Well, these are smelling salts. These are not good ones, by the way. But have you ever seen powerlifters take something like this, pop the top, put it at their nose, and then scream really loud and talk about how they can't see anything? Well, that's them getting out of their heads. And that's kind of a type of methodology that we got to use for once we're pushing into advanced. Now, I've always, for the past several years, thought about everything that I'm doing, coming up to it, and I really think about the lift itself. So today we're going to try just seeing if my body knows where to go in space and time when I step up to the bar and just try ripping it off the floor. Let's get to it. All right, well, 405 is where I definitely start feeling the weight. Like it's still a warm up, but it tells me it's my where am I going to be at today weight. So let's try and focus on the ripping it off the ground. And another tip that he said was focus on pushing the ground away rather than pulling up, and it'll kind of shift your body mechanics subconsciously. So give that a try too.
Artlist.
All right. Try 455.
Let me know in the comments what some of your sticking points were and how you overcome them.
Music licensing reimagined.
Right. 455. Ripping it off the ground. All right. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually pretty effective. So, let's see what we get to.
Right. I did the thing. I did the thing where I already decided I wasn't going to pick it up. It's a mental thing, and I know I'm not the only one with it. I know some of you have it too. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about yet, and you'll get there. But I have a mental block because I've hurt myself real bad deadlifting before. That if I think about it too hard, I can't lift the weight, and I think that's why my deadlift's so bad. But we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. I have my pedometer on. 4,700 so far. How about another 5,300-ish? Get there. All right, ripping the weight off the ground. We are pushing the ground away. I had that, and my grip slipped, but 100% I could have got that. So, shoot. However, that methodology changed everything. That's the best my deadlifts have felt in a while. So I'm going off program, and I almost always go off program with deadlifts, to be honest, unless it's like actual powerlifting programming. Like the program I'm on right now, I'm supposed to be doing sets of 10, 8, 8, and 6 of deadlifts, which all my years of powerlifting, that doesn't make sense. I'm also going off a bodybuilding program right now while I'm in this 4 weeks, so, you know, a little different, but let's see what we can do with some hypertrophy deadlifts, or how many we get to, I guess. Probably gonna be my last set, so I'll just go all out. Nope, get my head. Wow. Well, I repped it on the last one. Holy crap. Yeah. Let's move away from talking about percentages and towards how many grams of protein you should be intaking per day to grow. The rule of thumb is 1 gram per pound of body weight. However, I would prefer to use a sliding scale of 0.8 to 1.2. And this all depends on how much fat you carry. Myself, I assume that I'm in the high 20s is what I would think right now, maybe 30. So I'm more leaning toward the 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, which is why I'm at like 160 plus just because of my calorie constraints right now. But overall, if you take 1 gram per pound of body weight, you will be getting enough and you will grow and get stronger. Well, it's 9:15 and I completely forgot that I haven't eaten, so time to eat. Now the best way I found to deal with these is to just cut it in half and throw it in the air fryer at 390 for 10 minutes. Seems to be the easiest thing. I'll see you in 9 minutes. I do not want to eat this.
That's one thing about this diet. So this is day 8 right now. By the end of the day, I just don't even want to eat. And I've usually been splitting these in half, using half as a pre-workout meal and then the other half later because it's pretty decent size, especially considering my other meals are 2 chicken breast and a shake. So yeah, that's one thing about this diet is I don't even want to eat. But here we go.
Let's talk about our macros for dinner. We're at 625 calories, 7 grams of fat, 72 carbs, and 70 grams of protein. Our daily breakdown comes to just over 1,500 calories, 42 grams of fat, 189 grams of carbs, and 164 grams of protein. So right around that 0.8 grams per pound. Now let's get back to the percentages of our macro breakdown. We are at 21% fat, 42% carbs, and 37% protein. So we actually stayed pretty close to the recommended. So for protein, the high end of the recommended was 35, so we're at 37. For carbs, the high end is 65, low end 45. So we're at 42, we're right on the low end. And then fat is 20 to 35, and we're at 21. So we actually did pretty all right. This is actually not a horrible diet to be on, I guess, minus the first portion, the 1,500 calories. That is miserable. Before you get all worked up and say, "Hey Anthony, that Mountain Dew, it's not in your diet plan." No, it's not, but it's 10 calories and I just needed something, some flavor other than like chicken and teriyaki.
I'm not finger eating the rest of this in front of you. I'll eat it over there. But that's dinner. Can't wait for tomorrow. That wraps this up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Do me a favor, if you would just like and subscribe, just click that little bell button. Comment below. Let me know what your goals are. I'd like to see what my audience is what you guys are striving towards. Next week, we have 10,000 steps a day, what it's like, and it hasn't been taking a toll on me. Is it annoying? I'll tell you right now, yes, it kind of is for someone who is very sedentary for their work. And I will see you next time on Hefta Heavy. Now, if you haven't, get up and go to the gym. Don't wear gloves.